9397 Network and Hot 9397 presents Sapphire'S Soup du Jour with Just Bob, stirring the pot and serving the latest soup. Brought to you by Hey Love Saloon, Adam's Apple, Janet'sCloset.com, and Janet'sDungeon.com. Welcome to Adam's Apple, your neighborhood LGBT bar serving all your favorite drink. With friendly and knowledgeable bartenders that keep the party going and make sure your needs are met.
It's the cheers of the gay bar. Your bartenders know who's coming in, where they're going to sit, how long they're going to be.
Kick back and enjoy some fresh air on their large enclosed heated patio. Open year-round with music and weekly barbecues. Karaoke every Thursday night where you're the star. And Mexican Fiesta on the last Monday of every month. Located at 18931 West Warren, Detroit, Adam's Apple.
There's no song to them. What's wrong with them? Get up for real, like my man's in them. Who get it
going live on WHOT Wednesday.
Up in here.
Another day. One day closer to death, we like to say. How you like the lighting in here? It's almost like I'm in shade. You imagine having maybe they do that.
Rain down, rain so heavy it hurts the head. No more
cellmates
put them in the dirt instead. You keep on that you're trying to end up red. If I end up dead, I end up dead. Did you just soft type? What? Fake up dog type. Bust like a soft fight. Dog at the dog, blood thicker than water. We done been through the mud and we quicker to slaughter. The bigger the order, the more guns we run out. When the finish, everybody come out. When the body burn out, send in the shut out. I'ma keep the gun out. Running his mouth, I'ma blow his lung out. Listen, yo, he's about to be missing. You know who gon' find you? The more man fishing. Grandma wishing your soul's at rest, but it's hard to digest with the sound of the hole in your chest. Y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me go all out. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me act a fool.
We don't care if you jam out with your clam out or rock out with your out. Just do it here on WHOT Hot 9397.
Initiating launch sequence.
Backlash playing in the background there.
2, 1. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, and how are you? Early in the morning, I say good morning. Hello, and how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Hello, and how are you? Early in the morning, I say good morning.
All right, hello, good morning, happy Wednesday, happy hump day, however you identify your day. I don't want to mispronounce your day for you and screw you up completely. We know how everybody's so sensitive nowadays. Let's get rid of this stupid song right away because nobody really wants to say good morning, right? It's more like, what the F is next? Oh, I mean, good morning. Yeah. So, all right, we're checking in. We are at 7:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are, whether you're in France. You're probably not in Russia because those pricks won't let you listen to nobody who doesn't like what they have to say, right? So if you're on the app, make sure you tune in on the UChat. No longer the social network. It is the UChat down to the bottom of the screen. Always updating. See, we're always doing new things here. So I keep on showing you all the things to do to get on here. Well, now let's go to the bottom and look for UChat, wherever it might be. If you want it bad enough, you can do it. So it's Wednesday. Hopefully you're waking up well. I know I am. If you're not waking up well, I'm sorry about your luck, but maybe you're at lunch. Maybe if you're in France, it's about lunchtime right now. So, and if you're in Ukraine right now, you're being bombarded. They are bombarding the capability for them to heat their homes coming into the cold winter months. This is what Vladimir Putin is doing to people, knowingly saying, hey, we're not going after the Ukrainian fighters. We're going after the Ukrainian families. We're going after an entire way of life. We're going to go ahead and exterminate them. How? They're all going to freeze and starve through the winter. Cool, Russia. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Way to go. So, Wendy Williams leaves rehab feeling, as she says, better than ever. And good for her. I've given her a lot of, I've cracked a lot of jokes, but it's not ever in any kind of way. She's great at what she does. And she's not currently in a contract with a talk show as far as I know. But you never know what could happen. So she's home healing after being in a wellness facility for 2 months, getting treatment. And there's nothing wrong with her. But sometimes we need to get our lives together, refocus things, battle some demons. Some of us have alcohol problems. Some of us have drug problems. Some of us love to gamble and have a gambling problem. Everybody's got something. There's always a vice, right? There's always maybe you're a stamp collector and you can't help it. No, your husband's going, girl, you cannot spend $200. And I'm not talking about postage stamps, people. I'm talking about making cards and stuff and stamp. It's expensive, right? Being creative. So everybody has a vice, right? We like to target people that are, one, celebrities. Wendy Williams, well known throughout the world. And two, we like to, even though alcohol is celebrated through every single facet of life, not everybody partakes in it, but you don't often lose friends because you didn't drink and started drinking socially. But you can lose friends when you are a drinker and you decide to stop drinking because everybody else decides they want to continue drinking and you cannot be around it, or you don't want to be around it, perhaps. Or maybe you're the drinker who goes, you know what? I'm paying, what is it? I don't even know, $4, $5 a beer for a bottle of beer. And at home, you're buying them for $10 a six-pack, maybe. I don't know. I don't buy six-packs. I buy 12-pack of Becks, or I might get it. Well, actually, that's not true. I might get a 6-pack of Stella, but I don't know how much it costs because I'm buying it regardless, right? So there's always that. Not that they would rip me off, but they could. I wouldn't know. I'm like, I want it. Now, if my bill's $316 and I'm walking out of there with a Slim Jim and a 6-pack, I'm not that stupid. But, hey, So here we sit on a Wednesday morning. I am wearing, if you're watching the broadcast, we stream live on 9397 Network's social media, on their YouTube page, and also on Sapphire's Soup du Jour Facebook, Sapphire Pates' Facebook. If you want it, go get it, right? It's Wednesday. If you're watching the live stream, you see I got my coat on. It's not real. Don't throw a paint can at me, right? Don't splash me with paint because I'm wearing dead animal. I would not wear a dead animal. This is fake, as some of you listening. So, just kidding. I'm kidding. I like to poke the bear a little bit, right? It's no fun just always getting along, right? There's got to be a little bit of conflict, and not bad conflict. That's why competition's so good, and people back away from competition, but others embrace it. At the bar, we go to the Adam's Apple. We play cards. You got euchre, spades. Sorry. We've got two big piles of games that we sit around, and most of them don't get played, but a lot of them do. And we'll be sitting there playing the games. You want to win. I am not playing to lose, man. No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. You do not set your sights on losing. That's crazy talk. Now, is it okay to lose? Sure. I'm a pretty good loser. I lose a lot. People think I don't because I'm a quiet loser. It's like quiet quitting. I quiet lose. I don't celebrate losing, but I'm not a big celebrator for victories either. It's not like I've never won. I'm used to it. But anywho, Wendy Williams, I'm glad she's doing well. She might well be listening. She is a fan of the station, and well, who wouldn't be, right? Great music, anywhere from the 80s all the way to today's most current hit. Like they might have just released one. We'll get it tonight, today. Bing. It's the way we do it. So, yeah. But today you're going to listen to me babble for a couple hours. That's the way we start the mornings here. And we're going to start on a good note. It's Wednesday, so it's Celebrity Soup Day. Every day here's Celebrity Soup. It's what we talk about. It's one of the things we're enamored with as a society. And that's okay. That's all right. We can do that. But we also have other concerns and issues to tend to. I challenge you today, instead of worrying about the upcoming elections, right, and the Democrat and Republicans, how about we do this? Everybody's homework today is to find out how much you pay for garbage pickup in your hometown, in your city. Now, obviously, if you live in an area that's more rural, you're going to go, girl, we all know we got to pay the bill every month. Well, how much is it? Chime in and let us know. On the app is the best way. Go to the UChat and boom. And then it's just like a social media page. Then you're just on there. You can post some G pictures, some PG pictures. It's how do we get through that? So post the pictures, let us know, chime in. But that's what we do. Trying to make everything better for everybody, right? So Celebrity Soup, we got Wendy Williams on the mend. Hopefully everything's going good for her. Kanye. This is not me coming after Ye. Yay. Is it Ye or Yay? Kanye. Maybe it's short for Kanye. I think it's Ye. But back in the news again. He's not in the news. He's in the news because he is a defendant in a $250 million lawsuit filed by George Floyd's daughter. This is a $250 million lawsuit, right? Announced by the mother of George Floyd's daughter that they're filing this $250 million lawsuit against Ye or Kanye West. Legally, he changed his name to Ye. So, out of due respect, Ye, right? Over his recent statements about George Floyd's death. See, this is another one of those things where it's not always best. See, the old notion of rock and roll, any publicity is good publicity, right? You trashed a hotel in Little Rock, Arkansas. Good morning in Little Rock, by the way. Mark and Sue checking in. They just got done having morning sex, and they're getting ready for work, and they're listening to 93, 97 Network. I can't help it. That's the best way. This is like, I mean, how could you not make love to this? This is beautiful. Anyway, so Ye erroneously declared on a podcast that George Floyd died from fentanyl, not the result of police brutality. I mean, how could you not beg to differ, right? If you do believe that, that's one of those things, maybe you should just keep that to yourself, right? Just maybe. So they said Kanye's comments are a repugnant attempt to discount George Floyd's life and to profit from his inhumane death. That was a statement from the attorney. That was adding that the goal of the lawsuit is to hold Mr. West accountable for his flagrant remarks. They're going after his business partners and associates as the comments cause harassment, misappropriation, defamation, and infliction of emotional distress. Gianna, George's daughter, is the sole beneficiary of George Floyd's estate. No disrespect, but what's in his estate? I don't think she's sitting there going, I'm going to add to my riches, right? Oh, Kanye, I'm not mad at this lawsuit. I do not like these, what I call frivolous lawsuits, but this is not frivolous. You cannot go on there. I guess he has a right. I guess maybe he has a right to say it. I don't know. But you're allowed to speak your mind. You're allowed to give your opinion. However, when you're in a position like that, just speaking your mind about everything is timing. It's knowing your audience. And I mean, people, with everything being over politicized today, people are really on edge. So sitting there knowing that you're going to be causing all this turmoil, is it worth saying? Is it worth it? Could be a $250 million mistake. They'll settle out of court. Maybe that's the hope. Maybe they'll say, we'll settle out of court for $100 million. We throw money around like it's nothing. You notice that? We really do. We throw money around like it's nothing. And we go, no, we don't. The rich people do. No, we do too. Holiday season's coming. When we started back in September, beginning of October, we came back from our summer hiatus. We already spoke on holiday spending. We frivolously spend money that we don't need. And the stores know that, because go to your local stores today. There is 2 sections there. One section is Halloween and one section is Christmas. If you think I'm full of beans, go look. Double dog dare you, because we dictate what is put on them shelves in a lot of ways. Right now, people with money to burn, maybe not rich, got money burning a hole in your pocket. You got to spend. It's your retail therapy, right? We go in there, we're guided, right? We're guided what to spend. There's all the end caps. There's all the center aisle things you're walking into. It's all guided to make sure you don't forget them little items here and there. During the holidays, well, like we talked about, the $10 here for this gift, $10 limit for that gift. You're 30 to 60 to maybe more in on gifts before you even bought one for a quote unquote loved one. That's money being given to the rich. It is, right? You're getting a product. It's a good fair trade. You're choosing to do it. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm saying we need to spend better. That's all that's about. So anyway, the interests of the child in the George Floyd case are the priority, right? She's obviously being re-traumatized. I don't know how old this poor lady is. But she lost her father. You can debate whether he was a good guy, a bad guy, whatever. He didn't deserve to die in the street that day, period. Nope. And if the cops would have never been called, he more than likely, in my opinion, I'm no doctor and I'm no expert, but I believe he'd still be alive today. So in other words, I don't believe he would have overdosed on anything had the cops not gotten there. So, I mean, I don't know how you can argue it. We saw it. We watched it. 9 minutes. 9 minutes. 9 minutes. It's hard to swallow that. I will refrain from the swallowing jokes. Okay. Re-traumatize his daughter. I'm creating an unsafe and unhealthy environment for her. And that's the thing. The evidence was there. The police officers have all been convicted, I believe. I don't think any of them walked away. How could you deny what you did? Right? So, I don't know. Some people would go, no, this is just a money grab. And maybe it is. I don't know, but I don't care. Maybe sometimes you get what you ask for, right? And it feels like you better know better. when you start talking about, especially you're not giving opinion to a closed case where opinion has already been decided as fact. The opinion is George Floyd did not die by fentanyl. So, anywho, that's always Kanye doing something crazy. We're at 7:20 a.m. Eastern time. This is a story that will really make us think about what we got going on. Okay, here's the headline. Well, I don't think the headline will matter, but police officers are forced to resign for shooting suspect while an innocent citizen was in the line of fire. Wait, check that. They are resigning for not shooting at the suspect because there was an innocent citizen mowing their lawn in the line of fire behind them. Now, 2 Fairfield Township, Ohio police officers have resigned after opting not to use deadly force against an armed homicide suspect. Again, as a police officer, holding the gun heightens your awareness as a cop. You see a perpetrator, a suspect, an alleged perpetrator, a suspect, a person of interest, whatever the F you want to call them, you see them with the gun, you're on heightened alert, right? Now your gun's out. Now you got your gun pointed at him. Now you have your no finger on the trigger yet. You're in the ready position. You're just like the old days, bad guy guns. And that's what you do. You're trained for this. A citizen on the street who, if I'm a citizen on the street and I see an armed person and I'm in an already heated altercation with them, or they are in a heated altercation and it appears they're going to, you might have an argument for self-defense. A trained police officer, you have to have a threat. The gun being drawn out, having a gun in your hand is not necessarily pointed at you. So we got to understand that part. This is a double-edged sword story if I've ever talked about one. So they encounter this man who's an armed homicide suspect, right? They do not shoot and kill him because, okay, rewind. 7 o'clock, October 8th, at a Marathon gas station. An altercation at the gas station leads to one person dead from a gunshot wound, and Jones, the last name of the shooter, alleged, fled. So Butler County, which is where we're at, Butler County, Ohio, ding, ding, good morning in Ohio, welcome. I can't wait for the Buckeyes and the Wolverines to play. Baby, it's going to be bad for the Wolverines. Mark my words. Anyway, I'm rooting for the blue, but I'm not a dummy. 911 call from Jeff Black, a resident who's following Jones, witnessed what's going on, right? Stays on the phone, says, I got this SOB, like Roscoe P. Coltrane, right? So now following him says, hey, he pulled into a driveway. So they are at the gas station scene. Now they're going to Jones's house, well, wherever Jones is parked. They get there. He takes off running. He won't stop. He's running into the woods. They get their guns drawn, right? He had shown a handgun to officers. So they knew he was armed. They know he's armed. But there's nowhere yet that he's actually attempted to shoot somebody. And as a trained police officer, you have no reason to shoot yet. This is their train of thought. I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, right? Especially in today's world. You better damn well know you need to shoot this SOB. Okay? So you know what's going on in these cops' heads. This is not what I wanted to do today. I wanted to help some old lady cross the street. I wanted to go to respond to a fender bender. Shooting people is not what I wanted to do today. So on the 911 call, you hear Black telling him, the guy who called in followed him, says they're telling him to stop. He won't stop. He's running into the woods, and they got their guns drawn. Well, eventually, they shot him. He died at the University of Cincinnati. Now, the chief of police comes out and says mistakes were made. They were just inappropriate on our part, he says. They tried to tase him, but he took off running, which made a larger search. So now they've got an armed homicide suspect. Maybe they've got the wrong guy. Has that ever happened in America? Have they ever got the wrong guy? No? Oh, wait. Yes, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe more than that. Okay, so we're on to something here. We're going to shoot this guy, even though he didn't pose a threat to us, because he might be the guy who shot someone else. You're screwed if you do that as a police officer. Think about it. This is all what they're going through in a split freaking second. They've got seconds. Everything's happening at once, and they're thinking about their kids at home, their loved ones. They're thinking about the things they were supposed to do in their life. And now they're going, oh, man. So now they got a larger search. The cop says, I was not taking a shot at this dude because there's a citizen mowing their lawn behind the suspect. So if I miss, there's a good chance it's going right through his head. Why? Murphy's Law. That's the way it goes. How do you think the citizen feels? The citizen mowing his lawn goes, no, worth the risk? Or thank you for not shooting a person who is not yet proven to be a threat to you immediate. See, all these words are so important, people. Immediate threat to life. Immediate means now, right now. Not you had the gun drawn a little bit ago and now I'm pissed off, so now I'm just going to shoot you because you deserve it. That's not what we're training our police officers to do. Period. I'm not going to argue. I'm right. They're not trained to do that. They're also not trained to take no beep either. So remember that when you're out there trying to give them some. I was unable to take the shot because I didn't want to accidentally kill a citizen mowing their lawn behind them. So far, I think the cops are doing pretty good. But they argue that the police chief says you should have pulled your gun and fired at him when you saw him with the gun in his hand to begin with. They observed a weapon in the suspect's right hand, and for one reason or another, they did not stop that threat. So, this is quote. They observed a weapon in the suspect's right hand, and for one reason or another, they did not stop that threat. So, one of the officers mistakenly deployed a taser, which is not the appropriate weapon when you're facing a firearm, a lethal firearm. You have a continuum, a force continuum, right? I can't shoot you because you have a knife. Yeah, I can shoot you. That's a deadly weapon. But I also have to take into discretion, right? Where's that knife on you? Is it strapped to your side so I just blow a hole in your chest? You might have thought about it. That's what we're talking here. Both police officers that have been resigned were in active shooter training a week before the incident. So they probably went by the book. Could you imagine the lawsuits if they've got it on body camera footage that they never had a gun pointed at them? Nobody had a gun pointed at him at all, but a bad guy had a gun that might have used it elsewhere. I don't have one iota of sympathy for a bad guy, okay, at all. But do we start shooting people, or do we continue, I should say, my bad. Do we continue shooting people because might have been the one? Let's go down citizen on citizen to Georgia 2 years ago. I'm at Aubrey, right? Could have been the one snooping around. Might have been the one. So snooping through abandoned, built new construction homes gives you the death penalty. A citizen is allowed to carry on a firearm to chase you down. See? But all these things bleed into the decisions that police are making. And we want them to protect us. But then when they do protect us, but they kind of make tough decision. So one resigned on Monday and the other on Thursday. So last week, they're good people. But at some point in time, this is another quote from the chief. This guy sounds like Boss Hogg. They're good people, but at some point in time, they made a decision that they could not take a human life if they had to. And the best thing for them to do is move on. I wouldn't go farting around down in this county in Ohio, man. Fairfield Township, they don't play. Jaywalking, they break your leg. You get caught stealing, off with your hand. Man. I don't know. I mean, I am not about people running around with guns. I think you know me by now and how I feel about it. If you're a bad guy, screw you. But let's make sure you're the bad guy before we do that, right? And even then, the worst of the worst still have to have some human decency to it. There can't be, and no empathy, but human decency, right? We're going to be talking in a little bit, another one of these dismemberment cases. And there's one that hits close to home. Dear friends of ours, we know Kevin Bacon, the guy from Michigan who was murdered, and it's now a cannibal case. Yeah, we know the guy. And well, I did not personally know the guy. I am friends with family of his, grandparents. So, yeah, hits close to home. And it's national news. It was national news. And these all blend in. So the reason, anyway, the sickness in people. We talked the other day from the plane crash, right? Cannibalism with the plane crash in the Andes Mountains in 1972 in October. And they resorted to eating their friends to stay alive. What was it, like months in the desert? I forget how many days exactly. Not in the desert, my God, in the Andes Mountains in the ice cold. And the ones who lived had to do a despicable act. This is not that, right? This is cannibalism. This is dismembering people after you kill them that you claimed you loved. Like if it's a loved one or something, and it's like, what in the world have we gotten ourselves into here? So anyway, before we go to break, let's end this story with, let's understand what police are actually dealing with out there, right? These guys are trying to not kill somebody unless they absolutely have to. Like, dude, you pointed the gun right at me. What am I supposed to do? And they're both going, no, it's not time yet. And the chief is not backing you. That's scary right there. All right, we're going to break. You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on WHOT Hot 93.97. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, you already know we're here chilling with Sapphire on Sapphire'S Soup du Jour, only in the morning. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Sapphire here. Be sure to download the free 93.97 Network app. Click on the social network tab, chime in, and be eligible to win prizes. Download the free 93.97 Network app today.
tonight. This should be having my baby. Baby. Oh. Check it out. Yeah.
10 seconds.
Biggie Small, Junior Mafia, represent, baby.
You're listening to WHOT Hot 93.97.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back.
I have an announcement to make to y'all, to the people of America.
Happy Wednesday and all that nonsense. Happy holidays coming up, and it's cold out, and I don't like it. I'm Sapphire. You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour, stirring the pot and serving the latest soup on WHOT Hot 93.97. It's cold in here, but that's all right. Warming it up step by step, inch by inch, little by little. You can't warm things up inch by inch. Guys would be like, yeah, you can. All three of them, right, boys? Maybe four full mast. You never know.
Well, we got a lot to do. You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway, this woman helped me get an awful lot done.
What the hell are you talking about?
Let's listen to that again.
But guess what? We got a lot to do.
Yeah, we do.
Gotta say
Joe
hi
Biden.
to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway, this woman helped me get an awful lot done.
What the hell are you talking about?
President Joe Biden talking, what was it, the other day or yesterday during a town hall meeting. Joe. So people go, well, let's see. She was 12, I was 30. What could she have helped you get done? What is it that a 12-year-old can help a 30-year-old with? Weird. You got to elaborate on that one, Joe. I want to find the woman he's talking about. What is it? People are claiming dementia. But of course, everybody's going to claim all this stuff. His mental cognition or whatever the heck you call it would be in question ever since Trump talked about the test, taking the test, right? So whatever. But I just wanted to play it because I find it funny that this is no big deal. Boy, oh boy, though, had other people said this, right, there'd be all the accusations, the Me Too movement coming out. So funny how we allow things to just, well, that's just Joe being Joe. But if other people say it, then not so good. So don't we want to know what he meant by 12 and 30? She was 12, I was 30. What was she babysitting? Was she a babysitter? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's going, she raised my kids with me. We had a babysitter. What's the big deal? See, we always want to speculate the most gossipy, right? Especially for a talk show. Why not? Talk about it. I ain't mad at him. I'm not accusing him of any inappropriate activity at all, period. Maybe he did. That ain't what this is about. It's about your words. What the hell was that? Careful. See, though, we can sweep it under the rug for some and not for others. Makes you go, I can hear the music, the background music a little bit. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. So make sure you check out janetscloset.com for all your beauty needs, ladies, gentlemen, anywhere in between. Maybe you're a guy who likes to dress up a little bit on a weekend once in a while. You want to look pretty, whatever. It's not a bad thing. You don't lose your man card because you like to dress up once in a while. Janet's Closet, the place to go. If you can't get to Wyandotte, Michigan, to their beautiful, always upgrading store, then you go online, janetscloset.com, janetsdungeon.com for the kinky side, right? When you need that new ball gag, you know where to go, Janet's Closet, but you don't want to deliver to say your ball gag's here. So it all comes in discreet packaging, discreet billing, everything. right? And when you're done there shopping and you look your best, you go nowhere other than the Adam's Apple or the Hayloft Saloon to get you some vitamin D. Sex on the patio is not allowed. I found that out last Saturday when I had a moment. Just kidding. Just kidding. Do you remember last week we talked, or a couple weeks ago, maybe now, we talked about swearing and how swearing is used to emphasize a lot of things. And some words have more universal meaning. The F word, for example, frost, no, even though it's cold up here, it's not the bad word. The F word is universal. It can express extreme delight. It can use to express extreme anger, anything and everything in between, right? What are you up to today? Not an effing thing. It's not enough to say nothing, right? Nothing means there's that little something, but not an effing thing. That means I ain't doing nothing. I'm not brushing my teeth. I might exert enough energy to wipe when I'm done going potty. That's it. Not an effing thing, right? Eating cereal. I'm not cooking. I'm not cleaning. I'm not doing an effing thing. Or you can say, well, not much. Oh, I got a little something going on. There's a difference. So now today we're breaking down the demographics of swearing too. Uh-huh. Can you believe it? There are demographics of swearing, and we are going to cover it so that when you're somewhere, you know what to say to fit in, right? If you're on the West Coast, you can't come swinging the F word around. They will look at you like, what is this? What is wrong with this person? They have their word. East Coast, they have their word. You can't go out east talking all West Coast cussing. People won't understand what you're trying to get across. They might confuse anger for happiness. So you got to be effing careful, which means really careful. See, if you're just careful, you're careful. But being careful allows room for error. Being effing careful, there's no room for error. You're careful. That's it. I mean, you're so careful that you're effing careful. You see what I'm saying? It's not a sign of intelligence to not swear. It's not because you don't have the proper vocabulary, right? But you've also got to know your audience, who you're talking to. If you looked up the F word, and there's plenty of good adjectives that you could use to describe the same thing, but will people in your circle understand what the hell you're saying? Right? Bob comes up with the word of the day. Can't even pronounce most of them myself. They're usually 13 letters. People would go, what the hell are you talking about? I flagellated. No, but you farted. You didn't flagellate. That's for educated people who don't want to, oh, farting's disgusting, so I'll flagellate. Okay, it still smells the same, Charlie. So what's the difference? Sipping my coffee, enjoying my Wednesday, halfway through a week. Halfway through what week? I work 7 days a week. Sunday, I was off all day. I didn't do an effing thing. Not true. I did a whole lot of effing stuff. I cleaned my yard, 16 lawn bags. Thank you very much. All properly folded and nicely placed. All of the advertising facing the same way. You can't have your yard looking. When you get done with your yard, tell me if I'm the only one. When I get done cutting my grass is not even grass. My front yard has these trees that drop stuff everywhere, these little nuts and berries, and it's just a mess. My whole front yard, my whole driveway is a mess. But when I cut that grass, I haven't even edged it in 2 months. I cut the grass, I stare at it for 2-3 hours. I just keep walking back over, looking at it, going, yeah, sure looks good out there. You cut the back. I mulched all the leaves. We got a big maple tree in the backyard. I cut all the branches and all the stuff from the storms we had. And now the leaves are falling. We mulched all them. You can't even tell. But man, when you get it done, and you start looking out there, it looks so pretty. Am I the only one, or is that what we do? Right? I feel like that's what we do. I think you just start admiring your work, right? Like guys, when you shave your bush, you look down and go, yeah, it's bigger now. You got to admire your work. Man wanted for questioning in 4 Oklahoma deaths has been arrested. I guess he didn't answer the questions very well, did he now, Mary? See, here we frickin' go. We're not just going, we're frickin' going. A man wanted for questioning about the deaths and dismemberment of 4 men in eastern Oklahoma has been arrested in Florida. You never know who you're standing next to in McDonald's. It could be somebody who dismembered 4 people. Enter Joe Kennedy. This is the weird part of this. 67 years old, arrested Monday in Daytona Beach while driving a stolen vehicle. Poor life choices. According to the Okmulgee police chief, Joe Prentice, he's been described as a person of interest in the deaths of a 32-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 32-year-old, and a 29-year-old. To where I say, I may not be Bruce Lee, but a 67-year-old man against 4 30-somethings, well, 29 and young 30s. It wasn't the dismemberment came after the gunshots, right? Don't we think that? Because I don't believe that there was any kind of a physical altercation.
Everybody okay?
No, everybody's not okay. Thank you, you smart ass. Oh, lordy.
Get a head full of bad wiring, I guess.
You got to have a head full of bad wiring to dismember. Not charged yet, but he's a person of interest. Being brought back for questioning, now arrested. So they got enough to believe he did this. Dismembered the bodies of 4 men who were reporting missing October 9th. Found Friday in the Deep Fork River, 40 miles south of Tulsa, Oklahoma. A witness told police of being invited to join the 4 to hit a lick, but did not know what that meant. So I don't know what that means. Hit a lick is common terminology for engaging in some type of criminal behavior. We do not know what they were planning or where they planned to do it. Well, I think you know now. How? So talking about the case of Kevin Bacon up in Michigan, people are dismembering. I mean, I was talking to a friend yesterday and they go, Sapphire, some people just want to know what it feels like to kill somebody. And I go, ding. I go, what a horrible thing to realize, right? What a horrible thing. No reason other than self-fulfillment to see what it feels like. And that is a real truth. Not only is he wanted, or not only is he arrested for this, can you believe it? The authorities are now going to seek to revoke a deferred 10-year prison sentence Kennedy received after pleading guilty to assault with a dangerous weapon in 2012. Word of the day, preventable tragedies. That's not a word. Preventable. How about that? Preventable. That'll work. If we did phrase of the day, we could say preventable tragedies. Why are we letting people with a dangerous weapon out on a deferred sentence when, again, I told you the other day, the man accused of he embezzled millions, claimed to be a billionaire, embezzled money from the rich. No bond for him whatsoever. Never hurt a soul. Never physically hurt a soul. Arrested, held without bond because he stole from the powers that be. This guy arrested, given a 10-year sentence. So this is not, we got in a bar fight, I was getting my ass handed to me, so I hit him with a stick, knocked him silly. You don't get 10 years for that, right? This is flagrant assault with a dangerous weapon. He should have never been let back out to go walk the streets to recommit the crime. Forgive me for being a hypocrite this morning and saying, don't shoot an armed guy that has not yet proven to be an immediate threat to the police. Don't confuse that with me saying this guy shouldn't have gotten out of jail and say I'm wishy-washy. This guy was sentenced to prison for something he was admitting to doing by pleading guilty, right? He should never been let go for that. You're talking about killing a potential innocent person because you're innocent until what, people? Say it. You're innocent until proven guilty. Therefore, shooting an innocent man because he might be the guy is a career killer for the police officer. Period. If they shot the guy, they're in deep doo-doo, right? They got a lot of questions to answer for. I'm just saying. And you know I'm right. You know I'm right. So go ahead and argue. We can't be letting people just get out. Well, hit a lick is slang, which means to acquire a large sum of money fast. That's what hit a lick is. Sometimes it can be called robbing a bank, selling drugs, or any other illegal activity. Or one can hit a lick by gambling or playing the stock market. Well, if you're going to hit a lick by gambling, that usually doesn't include dismembering 4 dead bodies. I mean, I know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and some of it stays in Lake Mead, to be exact. But hey, Lordy, Lordy, I am disgusted with our society. I've said it all the time. I'm a broken record, but I don't understand how we can have all of this technology, all of these lessons learned, right? Doesn't education come from experience, right? Experience is the best teacher. Well, then why are we still effing it all up? I don't get it. Why? Why? Nobody can answer it. There's a lot of speculation as to why. But do we really know? No, we sure don't. Jury comes to a verdict in the Kristen Smart trial. You may remember she disappeared in 1996. I believe she was a college student, right? They finally convict a guy in the 1996 disappearance and murder of her. They also could not convict the father of the convicted killer for helping get rid of the body. So your son comes home and goes, hey, I was going to rape this girl, but things went south and I got her body in the trunk. And your dad goes, well, son, grab a shovel. What did I tell you about killing people? They've never found her. So 1996, how many people are listening right now that weren't even born then? You know, she never had a chance at anything. Legally declared dead in 2002. Right. Paul Flores, 45 years old, and his father, now 81, had their cases heard simultaneously by different juries. Paul Flores found guilty. He faces 25 years to life. His father, charged with accessory for allegedly helping dispose of her body, faced 3 years in prison. 3 years. Crazy talk. Crazy talk. It's just what we do now. It's just, I mean, of course, you know, there's no limit to what I can not comprehend, right? Switching gears here. We talk a lot about food and we talk a lot about saving money. And we want to say, hey, how do we save money? But then you got a story like this and you go, what the hell does it matter? What good is it? How much are you willing to pay for an adult Happy Meal? Yeah, McDonald's. How much are you willing to pay for a McDonald's adult Happy Meal? We're not talking adult toys in this Happy Meal, right? There's no happy ending, okay? What are you willing to pay? What's a regular Happy Meal nowadays? You go to the McDonald's, I don't know, moms, dads, chime in, let us know. $6 maybe? I don't know. You're getting a cheeseburger, 4 nuggets, or a hamburger, right? And some small, like 13 French fries, Baker dozen, in a 6 teaspoons of pop in a cup. So $6, whatever it is for a Happy Meal. Add a limited edition cactus plant flea market box, aka adult Happy Meal. These sold out shortly after launching in early October. And now the Halloween buckets are back. Remember the day? I remember Halloween buckets from McDonald's, right? The sold out cactus plant flea market boxes, adult Happy Meals, are popping up on resale sites for thousands of dollars. How about that? How about this? $300,000. They're McLovin' it. Oh, there we go. That would have been a perfect time for that. See, that's why I need someone in here with me. So the Halloween pails, they were back yesterday. This is the first time since 2016 they've offered these pails. They're trick-or-treat buckets. They look like a ghost, a goblin, or a jack-o'-lantern. McBoo, McGoblin, or McPumpkin, respectively. So the ghost is McBoo, the goblin is McGoblin, and the jack-o'-lantern is McPumpkin. Who in the right mind? These are nothing elaborate. These are nothing to go, this is a collection I've got to have. But maybe it is. Adult Happy Meal boxes featuring a food combo and collectible figurine targeted toward the grown-ups who grew up on Happy Meals. So you're not getting a airplane bottle of Fireball, right? You're not getting a little butt plug or anything like that. You're not getting a little ball tickler, or what do they call them, vibrators or whatever. You stick it in your butt and it vibrates your nutsack or something like that. I don't know, guys. You do a bunch of weird stuff, so whatever. Don't act like it's appalling. Go, oh no, exit only. Yeah, right. Hey, okay, whatever. Online resale sites for thousands of dollars. Why? One word only: nostalgia. Everyone remembers Happy Meals as a kid. You couldn't win. It was like cereal back in the day. See, we didn't have the smartphone to sit here while we're eating our breakfast and look around the restaurants. If you're an adult, you go to a restaurant to eat. You don't cook all that stuff. It's just too much work. And you go, all right, I'm sitting there eating my eggs and bacon and sausage and ham, because you got to get the whole farmer's market, right? You get the dip eggs, or over easy or over medium, whatever you call them, but we call them dip eggs. You dip your damn toast in it, right? That's what it's for. And you used to sit and read the cereal box. And inside the cereal box, you got a prize. And man, when I tell you, you would stick your hand in that cereal box, nobody cared about COVID back in the 70s, right? You stuck your arm in that cereal box, you got every piece on your fingers. And then you pulled out that thing that gravitates to the bottom because it weighs more than the cereal. And man, weren't you one happy little SOB? Oh, man. You got that. Oh, yeah, now you got to eat the cereal too, which was always good, nice and sugary. Super Sugar Crisp, which is now, I don't even know what they call it. I got to start looking through the cereal aisle or something. I don't know. Everyone remembers their first Happy Meal as a kid. That can't sit still feeling as you dig in to see what's inside. And now we're reimagining that experience in a whole new way for adults, according to McDonald's. So these limited edition cactus plant flea market box McDonald's adult Happy Meals rolled out October 3rd, offering you the choice of a Big Mac, 10-piece nugget, French fries, and a soft drink. One or the other, a Big Mac or the 10-piece, French fries and a soft drink, as well as one of 4 toys featuring redesigned mascots of McDonald's like Grimace, the Hamburglar, Birdie, and the new Cactus Buddy. Yeah, we'll go to Janet's dungeon and get our little Cactus Buddy later. Thank you very much. Next, please. Yeah, I would like an extra large Cactus Buddy. And you better throw in an extra set of C batteries too, please, because it looks like this one takes 4. I got the Cactus Plant 2000. The Cactus Buddy. So the adult toys, Grimace, Hamburglar, Birdie. I don't remember Birdie. I think maybe I would see Birdie, but I remember Grimace. I remember Hamburglar. Cactus Buddy. I bet you that's the freak of them all, right? I bet you it is. But I'm sorry. See, this is just me being me. These were $12 to $13. Big Mac combo with fries and a drink runs under 10. So she spent $3 to get the collectible toy. So you are paying more for the Happy Meal. It's not a bargain, but they like to do that, right? Because you'll add it up. You'll go, okay, I don't even know how much this stuff costs nowadays. Big Mac, $2.69. I don't know. Say round it off, $3. French fries, $2.50. You're at $5.50, and the soft drinks $2. So what? $8.50, $9. And then it's 12 or 13. So yeah, well, all right, cool. A little bit of extra, but you got the box and the toy. However, one eBay listing offering 3 of these still unwrapped in their original packaging, $300,000. People who viewed this item, who would actually more than likely click on it and go, what is this? I got to look and see if this is real. Realize it's not, or it is, and go, what are you, crazy? People who viewed this item also viewed McDonald's Cactus Plant Flea Market toy figurine. Just the toy itself unwrapped, not the box, not the food, just the plastic 2-inch by 2-inch toy you get, $10,900. But the bargain, free shipping. You got me at free shipping. Some dum-dum with money somewhere will go, free shipping. I can't pass it up. How do you pass up free shipping? A 2022 McDonald's Cactus Plant Flea Market adult toy, $79.99. See? The softening of the brain matter. Well, if I was going to pay $39,900 for the Cactus Buddy, $79.99 instead of thousands of dollars, it's a good deal. No, it's not, you dunce. These are 7 cents to manufacture, and you can bet they're not made in America. Bet. How in the world do we get to that point? Like, if somebody has an absorbent amount of money, if that's even a word, just you got millions of dollars, you own your house, your interest alone, you never have to worry about being broke unless you do something drastic. You make more money than you take in because you live off the interest of the money you made. How do you look at something and go, forget the $300,000 one. That's probably a ploy to get some dummy. Just one. Just sell one. It's all we need. But even let's go more reasonable. Reasonable. The $79,999 toy. It's only 80 grand. You're a multimillionaire. You got $400 million in the bank. That alone earns you enough interest to live on. No big deal. How can you say, I'll buy it? I don't get that one bit. I don't know how you can do it. Blows my mind. We've paid so much money for things that are just so silly. And yet we go, well, what about the starving kids? We have to somehow, not everybody's responsible for everybody else's well-being. Let's get that straight right now. Right? I'm not responsible for you, and you're not responsible for me. However, there's community, there's empathy, there's compassion, right? When we're down on our luck, there's ways we can help people. We can help strangers by donating to the United Way. We can help strangers by donating and going to help soup kitchens, right? Maybe you can't afford a Saturday to go down and help at a soup kitchen. Maybe it's just not your thing. But if you got $300,000 or $80,000 to spend on a McDonald's toy, could you imagine what $80,000 would do for a legitimate volunteer group trying to help the less fortunate? $80,000 when your $19.99 a month will feed 20 kids. Well, bitch, can you imagine how many kids we can feed for 80,000? But it's not your duty to do so. But just consider that, right? When you think about that, you go, I want this McDonald's toy so everybody will think I'm an idiot for buying it, because none of your friends are going to think it's cute. When you go, hey, look at this I got for 80 grand, and you show them that, they're going to go, what an idiot. No, what a freaking idiot. See, you've taken idiot to a new level, but they're going to go, oh, wow, cool. How much for that? Oh, damn, that's crazy talk. Crazy talk means you're an idiot, man. We'll leave it at that. We're going to break. Enjoy the music. When we get back, we got plenty more to talk about. I'm not done fixing you up right. We got a 12-year-old kid struck by lightning 50 feet from her dad. Charges not pending. All right, keep it locked. We'll be right back. You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on WHOT Hot 93.97.
What's good, family? It's Cujo Speaks. If you haven't downloaded our app, download it today. 93.97 Network, man. Take us everywhere you go. Take us to work, in your car, home, gym.
Welcome to Adam's Apple, your neighborhood LGBT bar serving all your favorite drink. With friendly and knowledgeable bartenders that keep the party going and make sure your needs are met.
It's the cheers of the game bar. Your bartenders know who's coming in, where they're going to sit, how long they're going to be.
Kick back and enjoy some fresh air on their large enclosed heated patio. Open year-round with music and weekly barbecues. Karaoke every Thursday night where you're the star. And Mexican Fiesta on the last Monday of every month. Located at 18931 West Warren, Detroit, Adam's Apple. 93. Welcome to Adam's Apple, your neighborhood LGBT bar serving all your favorite drink. With friendly and knowledgeable bartenders that keep the party going and make sure your needs are met.
It's the cheers of the game bar. Your bartenders know who's coming in, where they're going to sit, how long they're going to be.
Kick back and enjoy some fresh air on their large enclosed heated patio. Open year-round with music and weekly barbecues. Karaoke every Thursday night where you're the star. And Mexican Fiesta on the last Monday of every month. Located at 18931 West Warren, Detroit, Adam's Apple.
know it's like that. And that's the way it is. Because it's like that. And that's the way it is. You know it's like that. And that's the way it is. Because it's like that. And that's the way it is. You know it's like that. And that's the way it is.
All right. Here we go again. I mean, good morning. Happy Wednesday. All those things like that there, eh? Just Bob will be joining us in a moment once he gets his testicular difficulties figured out. I mean, technical difficulties figured out. Thank you very much. Oh, my goodness. There we go. There he is. All right. Hi, Bob.
Hey, good morning. They were all figured out. I just wasn't moving my fingers fast enough. That's all.
Gotcha. I hear you. Nothing wrong with that. All right. We was talking earlier about Joe Biden and
we were.
His she was 12, I was 30 statement. Did you hear that?
No.
So he's talking the other day. I'm not going to go back and get the audio clip again, but he's talking and he goes, "Hey, you need to say hi to a lady in the audience." And he says, "You, I know you." He says, "I was 12. You was 12. I was 30. But anyway, you helped me get things done." People are going, "What the hell would a 12-year-old help a 30-year-old get done?" What are you talking
about? What did I just hear? Yes.
But, so it's like, Joe, some are claiming dementia because you just start blurting out truths. But what's the truth?
Right.
There's no like, I don't think there's any for me, I don't feel like we should further investigate this for the safety of the person. If the person was inappropriately dealt with at 12, it's for them to decide, not for us.
Right.
Because it's a hot topic. So anyway.
Well, there's plenty of other stuff to talk about him besides that. I mean,
absolutely. Here's what kills me, though. This is why I wanted to talk about this. President Joe Biden will attempt to address Americans' concerns about gas prices Wednesday. I like how coming up into elections for the midterms, we're going to try to lower gas prices. But wait a minute. The president has nothing to do with gas prices, right?
Of course. It's not his fault.
How can he have anything to say about gas prices if they have nothing to do with him? I'm waiting.
Me too. I don't have anything for you on that.
Waiting. I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
How? But we see, I'm not mad at Joe Biden. I'm not mad at the Democrats. I'm not mad. I'm just simply pointing out the hypocrisy. You cannot sit there and believe him. He's volleying for votes.
Well, little, yeah.
Yeah.
It just smells of it for one thing. Tell me.
We're going to fix gas prices. How? You have no control over it. When it was going up, calm down, America. It's not my fault. But now we're going, screw this, man. We're out of here. We need change. He's going, wait a minute. I'm going to fix it. Who buys this load of crap? Who buys this?
Well, I don't know. I mean, not me. And there's plenty of loads of crap on the shelf, too. Tell me your take on this, because I feel like I'm missing a link here somewhere. Did you hear about the southern border thing and the latest thing, how we're now asking the federal employees to volunteer to help at the southern border because the crisis has gotten so out of hand that they're outmanned and they need all the assistance they can get?
I can believe that. We've been begging for help from the government for that. They can say the border's secure, but it's not. It's wide open, and it's ridiculous. It's disgusting.
It sounds... I feel like I'm really missing... There's a piece that I'm missing to this somewhere because it sounds so asinine. You've got people that are already working for the government. You've got them now being asked to do this other stuff that we've known for years has been way out of line, way out of control, and should have been addressed. And now we're not addressing it with things like, tools and resources that we have, like maybe our military and our reserves and things like that. We're asking federal government employees to step up and go hang out at the border and help control what's going on. What the hell? it screams of nobody's running the show.
Right.
And
to me, the thing is the hypocrisy. That's what really bothers me. I mean, the inactivity of getting things done has always been there. My thing, we got to realize the hypocrisy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Joe Biden yesterday, and this is I'm bashing him, but I'm not bashing him, right? So let's get rid of the notion that any word against Biden is an endorsement of Trump or any other candidate. You can shove that right in your butt. Okay? So this is not about anything other than the actual things going on now. Joe Biden the other day says she was 12 going on 30, or she was 12, I was 30. But anyway, she helped me get a lot of things done. Had that been somebody else, there would have been a lot of scrutiny to that.
Mm-hmm.
We sweep it under the rug. Fine. That's one of my issues. Secondly, and it's not about we got to find out what he meant. I don't care. I'm not sitting there thinking he's the next pedophile, and you know what I mean? I'm not thinking that. Could be. I don't know. I'm so capable, but that's not the point of this.
Right.
To me, we have to understand we are a couple weeks away from an election of midterms. We're being bamboozled, man.
Mm-hmm.
We sitting there when gas prices are escalating going, the president has nothing to do with gas prices. He said it. Everybody said it. Every Democrat said it. Every Republican went, tisk, tisk, look at this. Gas prices are going up because Biden. Everybody said it. But now, election time's coming up, and we're going to not only get gas prices under control for you, but we are also going to ensure your right to choose when it comes to reproductive rights. We will restore, quote, Joe Biden. You want to talk about buying votes? Joe Biden said, quote, we'll restore the right to choose for every woman in every state in America. So vote. You got to get out the vote.
Mm-hmm.
It's bribery, isn't that?
It smells, yeah.
But it is, but it isn't. It's a promise that you cannot. It's a check. Your body. You're writing a check that you can't cash.
Mm-hmm.
You can't decide as the president that. Correct? I mean, I'm no political genius, but the president can't just decide this is right, this is wrong, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. That ain't how it works.
Well, you ain't the dictator in chief, like the phrase that's been used in other times in recent days. You know, you're not. You can't do that. It's bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
You can lend your assistance to the concept. You can do what you can do to guide people in a direction to pass something like that, but you can't just do it.
Continue to quote from President Biden. If you do your part and vote Democratic into Congress, I promise you we'll do our part.
Now that part, speaking in that way, at least makes it understandable that it's not all him. If you vote Democratic, as in all
Keep
channels,
us in the
not
House
just him.
majority, we'll get the things done that the majority of the American people want. The right for women to choose.
Right.
That's what I think overwhelmingly. Even most reasonable Republicans want free choice. But a lot of them are against abortion. I'm against abortion. But I'm not against, I don't think it should be banned.
Right.
I just think that we should teach our children that's not what we want to be doing. Now, not everybody's going to feel that way. Right? I mean, if you're not connected to Jesus in any kind of way, if you're not religious in any kind of way, you don't believe there's anything left after here, you don't really care about that.
Right.
That's the beauty of America. You're allowed to do that. And you're not wrong. You're not to be looked down upon because you don't believe in a certain religion or entity or whatever the heck. So don't lose sight of that. Whenever you don't agree with me, it becomes personal. You know, don't talk politics in the bar. Bull crap. You're gathered by people that are your friends. Talk politics. If you're too immature to handle the conversation, or if you're not mature enough to go, okay, this is getting us nowhere, let's stop the conversation.
Right. Oh, for sure.
If you want to just argue, to fight, you're just looking for a fight. That's the excuse. It would have been anything.
Well, and this is the whole problem, and social media has exasperated to exaggerated it to the max, is that you can't just have a civil conversation about facts and opinion with people anymore. And it's gone now from being ugly on social media to now it has to be ugly in person. Yeah, you can't just go. It used to be you'd be able to go and sit in a bar and you'd hear all points of view and stuff. You hear people talking and nobody got like stupid, crazy, violent, mean, anything like that. And now you are careful of what you say sometimes, depending on where you're hanging and who you're near, because yeah, and that's too bad.
And like the Ohio debate from Democratic Tim Ryan and Republican counterpart going at it, the guy Tim Ryan calls the guy a racist, and the guy goes, "So my biracial family, like I literally have biracial children, and you're calling me racist." Now, could he be? I guess you could, right? People go, "Well, I got black friends. I can't be racist." Yeah, you could. What is a true friend? We don't even know what the word means anymore.
Right.
Usually it's a blank buddy, your little sex partner. Oh, my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's your banging partner. You don't care for them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's,
I don't know. But yeah, they're totally stumping for votes on multiple issues right now. As
it's so important for us to understand, though, this is not any other reason. You can get mad. There's people out there going, "Oh, here she goes, this bitch talking about this," and that. Hypocrisy being pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have both. You cannot nail one person to the cross for their statements, and then another guy says things, and we just go, it's just Joe being Joe. Let's hold everybody equally accountable for what is being said and done. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There was no crime committed when Donald Trump said grab them by the blank. The crime would have been actually grabbing them by the blank.
Right.
Talking about it, all he was saying was they'll let you do anything. In other words, these bimbos are so enamored by the money, they will literally let me do whatever I want because I'm rich.
Mm-hmm.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, whose fault is that?
If I let you because you're rich, I can't go back later and say I was forced unless I was forced.
I was intimidated.
Right. Yeah, and there is that. But then,
there's that, but but not as an afterthought.
Not to the point of compromising your own morality and beliefs.
Yeah, not as an afterthought after you decide that maybe you shouldn't have done what you did. Now let's blame it on someone. When you're in the moment and you make the choice, you made the choice. You can be disappointed with your choice later. We all do things that sometimes we wish we hadn't done, but you can't blame another person for that who, was not.
That's kind of what we talked about on Monday about that one case with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Like you felt intimidated, but you could have left and make that person make that illegal move of forcibly not allowing you to leave.
Right.
Other than that, it's kind of a begrudging agreement. Like most marriages, if you've been married for 20 years, raise your hand. Congratulations. You know what I'm talking about. She's giving it up because she wants you to just shut up and go to sleep. Right?
Get up and go to work in the morning.
Coercion too, right? It's a little bit of not forcefulness, but it's coercion. I don't want to give it up. Well, I'm going to shut you up. But we look at it differently when it's man and wife or husband and wife. I should say. But it's the same concept. Kind of forced to do it, even though I wasn't forced to do it.
Right.
He might have slept with his back to me all night with a boner, but it wasn't going to turn into an illegal activity, such as sexual assault or anything like that. So we got to be careful about that.
For sure.
I got a question.
Okay.
You ever go to the gas station and pump gas, then strip naked, crawl into the bagged ice freezer? This guy too.
I thought I was the only one.
I thought I was the only one too, but we got a little group here.
It's a new thing.
It is a new thing. We got to go all the way to Pennsylvania for this. Lancaster County. Good morning in Pennsylvania. Land of the free, home of the brave. Jonathan Beck. By the way, congrats to the Phillies for winning game 1 of the NLCS last night. And National the NLDS, it might be divisional series. I don't know. They won. Whatever. So Jonathan Beck, 35 years old, right, from East Earl Township, charged with criminal mischief, possession of marijuana, must be illegal there. Public drunkenness, would have never guessed that to happen. You were pumping gas, got naked, and jumped into the freezer.
Yeah, listen, Mr.
You were
Naked.
obviously drunk. And it wasn't a full bag of weed either. There had to have been some gone for this to happen. You got to be drunk and high to jump into a freezer in Pennsylvania in October.
Yeah.
And
my parts. Jeez.
Which he argued, I am guilty of everything, but it was not indecent exposure. It looked quite good, as a matter of fact, until I jumped into the freezer and shrinkage took place. Then we said, hey, wee little man, what are you doing in there? Wouldn't you know it? September 29th, the wee hours of the morning, 2:24 a.m. Pumping gas. He was like, I wanted to compare it to the gas pump. I wanted to see how much bigger I had to get. Decided it's time to get naked. Walks over, naked. Walks over. You got to vision this. Close your eyes if you have.
I'm trying. Go for it.
1917. Beck walks over butt naked, right? Little chocolate almond just waiting to be exposed. Gets out there, takes a couple bags of ice out of the freezer and sets them on the ground. So now people looking see what? They see his chocolate almond and a set of danglers hanging there. And the daughter goes, oh, is that a little pickup truck with the balls hanging down? And they go, no, that's the real stuff right there. That is not the key to the trunk. That is a brown almond. So, things went south for him.
I'd say.
What are you crazy?
Apparently. And this was Lancaster, Pennsylvania, huh?
All you got to do is say 2:24 a.m.
Well, yeah.
He got to the bar, whatever he did throughout the day, got to the bar, left the bar, last call, got himself a drink. Shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Gets out of the bar. I got to get gas. And then that last drink kicks in, and he's doing stupid stuff. I mean, you did a trifecta, right? You got gas. I mean, you got naked.
Mm-hmm.
You jump into the damn thing, to the ice barrel. Oh my God! All right, it is Wednesday, so
the visuals are just.
What's that?
I said the visuals are just something.
I know. People. I love to drink. I do. I like to drink, but I'm at about a 2-drink limit anymore.
Isn't it funny how that happens?
I know. I wake up the next day. I get up too early, first of all. So 3:30 in the morning comes quick.
Right.
And if I don't get a good night's sleep, you really feel it the next day.
Uh-huh.
So, and I'm getting older. I know. I'm cool with that. I understand. People go, yeah, well, when you were 25, bitch, you didn't talk like this. I'll tell you what, when I was 45, I didn't talk like this.
That's right. And when you're 55, bitch, you'll start talking like this. So there.
I talk like this now. Naps were punishment when we were kids. It's a reward now, right? If you can, I got 2 hours to nap. When you were a kid, 2 hours, my life will be over by then. You want me to sleep my life away? Thanks, Mom.
Guess what I'm doing after the show this morning?
Taking a nap.
Back to bed.
Oh, I hope you don't have to stand up real quick. You're probably in your underpants.
Well, I'm wearing some, if that means anything.
I hit the damn cord.
I do have them on, yeah.
Well, at least, are they yours or someone else's?
And why are you asking? Are you missing some?
Oh, man.
No, they're mine.
There we go.
All mine.
My headset's cheap. My 99-cent headset is finally coming to the end of the years.
Oh, man.
Oh. All right. I love T-shirts that say things on them. I've got the "Not My Problem." I've got "You Are Boring By." I've got "The Weekends Are My Happy Place." I got "Just Deal With It." Nobody cares. I got all kinds of shirts with sayings on them.
Yes, you do.
But nobody nailed it like this jackass, right? Walking around in a shirt that says "Cheers to Poor Decisions." Pour, as in pouring beer, pouring drinks. Cheers to poor decisions. Pour as in alcohol.
Right. Cheers as in a bar.
Wanted. Snuck into a women's restroom at the Marshall store on Route 38 in Philadelphia. Recorded a female underneath the door stall. So they're looking for this guy now, walking around with some chick, and they got him on surveillance camera. I'm going, what? Cheers to poor decisions. So you're going to go in there and commit a crime, so make sure you're easily spottable.
Right.
Forget inconspicuous. Just blend in. No, we're going to wear a labeled shirt that says "Cheers to Poor Decisions" and live up to that 100%. I will say this: you got to give props to mom and dad. They raised a kid with integrity. You made a poor decision.
That's right. Cheers to you.
So Sunday afternoon, 3:00 in the afternoon, September 25th. The girl was a girl. She could have walked right into the women's bathroom. He sneaks in there and records a female from underneath the stall. Don't you think she's going to see the phone?
Yeah.
Just grab it, flush it in the toilet, and walk out. Go, there you go, jackass. But then you don't have a crime committed then, do you? Then they can say you did it and you can get assault.
Right.
Be
Right.
careful.
Yeah, you become the perpetrator.
Yeah, because they could be like, there's no proof I did that. They'd be like, but why were you in the bathroom and how did she get her hands on your phone?
How was your phone in her stall? Yeah.
Right. There's always that. Oh, Lord. People are crazy. I ain't going to lie, though. We rent our house right now. We're getting ready to buy. A couple months. The springtime, we're buying.
Mm-hmm.
Right in our bathroom, there's old holes where the old toilet paper holder went.
Right.
It went from a 2 holder to a 1 thing holder, and you slide the toilet paper on the side of it. So it's got just the one little thing holding it on.
Uh-huh.
The other little holes are still there in the little mortar, in the concrete, the grout between the tiles. We got the small tiles in the bathroom, 2 by 2 or whatever on the walls.
Oh, yeah.
You bet your butt I'm sitting on the toilet one day and I go, no ma'am Pam, you're not getting a shot of this cooch. So I took toilet paper and I stuck them in all the holes instead of plugging it with anything else. Because you never know. And I like our landlord. He's an upstanding man, family man, super nice guy. Love him to death. I mean, couldn't ask for a better landlord. Maybe a little too inattentive to the property, but definitely not one that comes knocking on Saturday morning going, hey, I'm here to check the water heater. We don't see or hear from him unless we have a problem, we tell him about it.
Right, right.
So in that respect, great.
Uh-huh.
But where are we at for time? We good for time? All right, so what was I saying? I'm sorry, go ahead. What was I saying?
You were plugging the holes with toilet paper because nobody was taking a look.
So even though he's a super nice guy, I'm like, man, no way. I'm not taking the chance, little devious son of a bitch looking at my crotch. So I put little toilet paper, little things in there like spitballs and plugged them up. Just to be sure. Just to keep everybody honest.
That's right.
I don't want no charges of you peeping on me, so I'm going to block every chance for you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
fair.
That's what I do. I mean, I'm just paranoid maybe, but I'm like, I don't want somebody... And what if there's sound? What room are you going to record in? Right next to the toilet?
Okay, that's nasty. If there's sound.
Yeah, you're going to things explode and go boom.
That's not a place I want to be recording with sound.
Right. It's like, no, man, that's not the time.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
That wasn't the time for that sound effect.
No.
Oh, my God.
Sounds like we're on the beach. The whales are coming in.
9:10. My God, time flies when you're having fun.
Well, it's been fun this morning.
It has been a hump day. I mean,
Do the
kind of
Humpty Hump.
smorgasbord of everything today, but like reminiscent of old time. We've been really working on subjects, like really talking about certain subjects a lot.
Uh-huh.
But today is just kind of been a mix of a lot of different things,
That's okay.
Yeah,
We need to look. We need to operate light and loose from time to time. I mean, structure's fine, but the structure's also meant to be broken. You know.
True that. We're going to be talking about, well, not 100, but we're going to be talking. It says the best 100 shows on television ever. We're not going to go through 100.
I don't think there are 100 best shows.
You know what I mean? There's 100, so you got to be able to rate them all one by one. And it's going to be obviously subjective to what you like, because some of these I've never heard of. Some of them I've heard of, but I don't watch TV. I watch South Park. I watch a lot of sports TV, like ESPN, and the news.
Right.
And the news I haven't been watching much. Why? Whoa. For what?
Yeah, I catch the headlines at 10 p.m. for the local stuff, and then I'm done with it. I mean, but that's why I said I thought like I was missing something here when I asked you about the Biden and the border volunteers earlier, because I just caught a piece of something and I go, this sounds really stupid. I'm sure it's me. So somebody clue me in.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're talking about a Florida man who was only arrested because he's white. I'm telling you, Florida man was arrested only because he's white. It was the only reason. Never mind the fact that he beat a black man with an axe handle to keep them from taking over. But that doesn't matter. And the demographics of swearing. We talked before about swearing and the F word and all the other things, but you got to know where you can use what word. We're going to help you out nationwide. It's a national show. We're going to help everybody out. You can't go to New York talking like West Coast cussing. It won't work. So we're going to help you. Let's see here. Wow, we got a lot. I really did a lot here. All right, Bob's frozen solid. So he's going to be getting his computer together. We're going to be getting our stuff together. And when we get back, we got those stories and much, much more on a happy Wednesday afternoon. Well, morning, Wednesday afternoon where you're at, maybe. Almost afternoon here. We'll be right back. Keep it locked.
LGBT bars, the Hayloft Saloon where men meet men and everybody's welcome, or the Cheers of the LGBT Detroit bars, Adam's Apple, where they know what time you're coming in, where you're sitting, what you're drinking, and what time you go. Rock out with your out. Just do it here on WHOT Hot 93.97.
Baby takes the morning train. He works from 9 till 5, and then he takes another home again to find me waiting for him.
It was Sheena Easton for our entry music. Coming into our final half hour of the morning on a Wednesday, October, 19th already? The 19th. Oh, man. All right. This is the type of thing here. Get this music right here real quick. Give me a second. All right. This is the type of thing right here that's a little bit unsettling and why we still have these things going on in the world. Man commits a hate crime against a black shopper outside of Family Dollar. This is in Florida, right? Tells deputies if we don't do anything about them, they will take over the world. That's what he told the deputies when they arrived. So, 55-year-old man pleads guilty Monday to committing a federal hate crime. Roy Lamar Lashley and his brother Robert Dwayne Lashley, 55 and 52 respectively, plead guilty in the axe-handle attack and beating of a victim identified as DB. He said this is what happened. This is the truth of what happened, right? Walking past him, coming in and out of the store. He says, the defendant says, did you see him push me as he walked through the door? The clerk says, no, I didn't see him push you. So the defendant says, that guy pushed me over there, and that N-word needs to be taught a lesson. Surveillance video does not show DB come in any contact whatsoever with the defendant as they passed one another. The clerk and the store manager admonished both men for using racial slurs inside the store. Agreed to by the plea deal. This still happens in 2022. So it's unsettling. He admitted that they followed him out to the parking lot, hit him with an axe handle, and beat him with their fists. So DB fights back, right? Thankfully, he's not severely injured. And then the cops come and arrest him, and he says, quote, if we don't do anything about them, they will take over the world. Continuing to use racial slurs on the scene, telling the deputies, you're only arresting me because I'm white. You see? No, you're being arrested because you committed a crime. The color of your skin is immaterial. You're being arrested because you assaulted a citizen. Thankfully, he was injured in his face, legs, had a laceration inside of his mouth. Thankfully, it doesn't sound like severe injuries were suffered. Deliberately attacking somebody for no reason, making up a reason. A little disgusting. So, oh man, see, and this is not to incite division, right? This is not what it's about. This is about understanding that as far as we've come, we've got a long way to go. Bob joining us again, maybe? No camera? No audio?
I'm here. Give me one moment.
Okay, perfect. Good to not see you.
Good not to be seen.
Good to not be seen, right?
That's right.
Oh, man. So Switching gears a little bit. Okay, well, so we just got to be understanding that there's still the hatred in the world. But let's understand this. It's not accepted by most, right? Whether you're black in America, whether you're transgender in America, not equating those two struggles, but whether you're Asian American, whatever makes you different from the normal people in your realm, we have not been able to get past that. And we're still like little kids. When something's different, we treat it weird because it's different to us. We should grow past that. Beating up somebody because they're black, making up a lie, saying they hit you when they didn't. Madness.
That just speaks to you. That just speaks to your behavior.
We should be more sustainable. Amazon Business can steer us toward
I'm not sure what's going on with that.
more sustainable products. How did you know? Doug's hat.
Let's see.
How did you know? I didn't know.
Huh. This is easy.
What have I got
Sustainability.
going on here?
I feel good. What's next?
I don't know. I got nothing going on here.
No, I knew it was me. I could see everything happening.
Oh, okay.
So I was all slow motion, like, oh, how am I going to get this crap out of here? All right, we were going to talk about 100 best TV shows and all that nonsense, but we'll wait on that. Halloween's right around the corner.
Boom.
No longer can we wait until the couple days before trick-or-treating to talk about trick-or-treating, because now it's a little different. The now generations are more trunk-or-treats prior to Halloween a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to share the 7 deadly sins of taking your kid trick-or-treating.
Okay.
Pretty low-stake holiday in the past. In the past, it was more like, well, just a little bit, a couple hours at night, and then sorting the candy and everything. But now, a little different.
Okay. It is definitely a little different, sure.
Yeah. Kids have their room for Halloween and adults have theirs. So here's the 7 things you don't want to do when it comes to your kids. Number 1 thing, first and foremost, do not scare your child. Not everybody likes all the blood and gore.
Well, for sure. For sure.
Halloween's supposed to be scary in a fun way for kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not intense haunted houses that are going to give them nightmares. Kids are scared in general when it's unfamiliar territory, right? You go see grandma, you haven't seen her in a while, you don't leave mom's leg for a little bit, and then by the end of the night, you don't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Some people are scared of everything. Other people are not scared of much. Don't shame your child if they're scared of things. If they do not want to go trick-or-treating, don't take them trick-or-treating. Don't punish them. Say, okay, we'll have some candy for you when we get back. Love you. See you soon.
Yeah.
You
Well,
cannot
there's more to-
argue. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say there's a lot more to it than just that, the trick-or-treat thing. I mean, the season has become more. There's more activities, opportunities, things to do that are fun. It doesn't all have to revolve around 6 o'clock on the evening of the 31st going out in the dark and doing a candy grab. I mean, there's more to it.
Absolutely. Taking the kid out when they don't want to go, if they're scared, it's going to make it worse. Maybe they're scared to death. Take them home. Maybe one house you got to. They're scared to death. They won't even approach the house. Don't force them. Go home. It's no big deal. Tell the kid it's okay. You don't have to conform to everybody else's norm.
No.
You don't have to do that. That's not what this is about. Right?
Well, and
So
kids
don't
all
scare
grow,
kids.
learn. They grow and learn and experience at different rates and paces. I mean, obviously, maybe at 5 years old, it scares them a lot. By the time they're 8, they've been hanging out with their friends more and, learning more, and that part of it's peer pressure, and they will learn and they'll be fine. And, the next thing you know, they'll be going, why can't I go out?
Exactly. Wait until next year. There's always next year. Well, not always. Yeah. There's not always next
God
year.
willing, yeah.
Tomorrow's not promised.
Right.
But there's always next year.
That's the plan.
Don't force your kid, right, So the real terrors of Halloween are not the Wolfmen, Draculas, Frankensteins, all the monsters. Cars.
Yeah.
Sugar-amped kids pounding sugar candy, running around in costumes and masks so they don't fit right. They could trip. They're not paying attention. Grown-ups driving home drunk from parties.
Mm-hmm.
Bad combination.
Mm-hmm.
Driving your kid stone sober. You're not paying attention because you're watching your kid. They're in the back seat. It's all exciting. You're not watching. Next thing you know, you roll through the stop sign. Johnny and Susie are laying under your car. You get interested because you took the bag of candy they had and ran. Make sure your child has a flashlight, glow stick, reflectors, bright colors.
Visibility is huge, and it doesn't have to, take over your costume. You've got a great, cool costume that you want to show off. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Put a couple reflectors on yourself. Just headlights catch that. Even now with back to school and until the time change again, when it's brighter in the morning for a little bit, it's dark first thing in the morning when these kids are going to school.
Amen.
And a reflective stripe on their jacket makes all the difference.
Because you may not even see them while you're looking.
Right, well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If they're wearing a black jacket and it's dark outside, you don't see them at all. If they've got a stripe on there, anything that catches your attention enough to go, oh, that's,
Important
that can save their
our
life.
kids, though. Assume every car is going to hit you.
Yeah.
Seriously, not a joke.
Oh,
when
for
you're
sure.
in a crosswalk and you see the white light that says the walk, assume every car moving is going to hit you. Because if you don't, you're making a mistake that may never cost you, but it may cost you. So number one, light your child up. Give them a path to see. Make sure their outfit fits right. No mask that obscures their vision. If you can use makeup, go with makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your mom and dad radar at peak performance. No flasks when you're out there. No smoking a joint before you take them out. Unless there's somebody else on duty that's sober. Maybe there's a group of family that says, no, we drink and we party and then we're going to go take our kids for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we need one sober adult to lead the way.
Just to watch, yeah.
And it's all it is. A couple hours, man. We can handle this.
Yeah.
Right?
Really. Be adults for a minute. Yeah, be adults for a minute and take care of business. Yeah.
So number one is don't scare your child.
Right.
Number two, do not slack on safety. Right? One of the biggest killers is not being safe out there. Number three, do not freak out about people slipping drugs into your candy. Right? Is it possible? Absolutely. It's not really a thing. You don't need to x-ray the kid's candy, break out the magnifying glass. It happens. Take a look. Anything unwrapped, anything damaged, just throw it away.
Well, yeah.
Just throw it away. No question of anything. But
and if you're the things that people talk about, oh, razor blades in apples. Okay, so let's slice the apple up, and you'll find it if it's in there, and if not, then yeah.
You could put a needle in an apple.
Yeah.
Easy, you wouldn't see it.
Sure.
Yeah, you're going to see a needle in an apple, a little thin needle. You bite in on it, and it's up in the roof of your mouth, and you're in deep trouble.
Right.
You'll live, but you're going to be in severe pain. Right. So, but it's not a thing that we have to be like, oh my God. It is something to concern yourself with. You have to be aware, but bigger than that, letting your kids be a rude little butthole. Right. Good time to teach your kids manners. Trick or treat when someone opens the door. Thank you when they drop candy in your bag. Make sure. I don't give out candy now, but I would not give out candy when I did. If you didn't say trick or treat, I would look at you. We could have some uncomfortable silence. Because I'm going to look at you as a kid for 3 seconds. And then when my timer goes off, I'm looking right at mom and dad. I'm going to go, you taught your kid to do this? So thank you. Trick or treat. Be enthused. Be excited to be there. You're begging for candy.
Right.
Give me a reason that I want to reward you with this candy. Just walking up and handing the bag up and saying nothing. That's not the spirit of the spirit of the day.
You're right. Play your part here. Everybody has a role to play.
Yeah.
I'm handing out the candy. You're doing your trick or treat. That's fair.
Absolutely. No candy with nuts.
Yeah. Or, I mean, yeah, that's a good idea. If you're going to do it, make sure it's obvious that it is. Like, some of the candy bars that are all nuts practically or whatever.
Have nuts, but you don't know. Kids don't always know. What if the parents tell the kid, do not eat any of the candy till you get home?
Right.
Promise. And Junior goes, I promise I won't. And all the other kids are digging through their bag eating candy. You mean to tell me your 7-year-old's not gonna? They better. So
No, you're
if
right.
they get Snickers, they don't know any better. They don't know what's in it. They don't look at the label. They go, ooh, Snickers. They eat it. They got nuts in it.
Sure.
They're dead.
No, you're right.
That's not the spirit of Halloween. We're not burying our child for Thanksgiving.
No.
Right? So no nuts. Just be that person that doesn't have to be, well, it ain't my problem.
No.
It is our problem. A good community raises the children together.
Well, and it's a great reminder because it's just not something you think of if you don't deal with it. If your kid doesn't have that kind of a situation with allergies or you don't experience it in your life, then you don't think about it, and it's easily avoidable. You're right.
We know somebody who died a couple years ago from an allergy from food.
Oh,
Their
no.
parents took them out to dinner, seafood allergy.
Oh.
And on their way home, they had to make a stop at the emergency room, and Dad came home and son didn't. And we knew him from GG's.
Oh.
Yeah. So it can happen. And he was in his young 20s.
That's horrible. But yeah, you got to be careful and and thinking of others again, just having that thought in mind. It's not something that you'd necessarily think of, but it's a
exactly. You don't, because you get the bags, you go Snickers and all these. You don't think of it. Peanut butter allergies, Reese's peanut butter cups. We don't think of it. Some parents don't know their kids have an allergy until they find out the hard way.
Right.
We don't want that. That's not what Halloween is about.
No.
So the next step, poor planning. It happens on October 31st. Be safe to say by mid-October, everything should be set in place. Plan your trick-or-treating so you're not hauling. You just like your kid gets tired halfway through, so you got to carry him home.
Right. Well, and the Halloween stuff's been out in the stores since back to school, so you've had time and you still have time. So
now, another thing, skip it all together. More and more people are skipping trick-or-treating altogether for safety. Philosophical differences of begging strangers for free treats, which I think is stupid. It's a special day. The givers want to give. Nobody goes to the store to buy candy going, I got to buy this candy. Maybe the disgruntled dad who can't stand it, the Scrooge of Halloween, the dad who's got the kids who you're not into Halloween yourself, but the kids are. So you're in there. I can dig it, but you're doing it for your kid. So if you have a philosophical difference with the idea of begging strangers for free treats, I think you're a little too intense. Pull it back a couple notches.
Right.
Now, the pandemic, people might say,
Mm-hmm.
right? The pandemic, I'm not comfortable with this yet.
True.
Or what about this? What about this? The fact that it's just a complete pain in the ass in reality. Right? What a complete goat rope Halloween is when you got little kids. Tell me I'm wrong. When is it 75 and sunny on Halloween in the north? It's not. It's the day it rains. It's cold. It's not cold enough for snow because that would be exciting for the kids. First snow of the year, pretty much. Then you're excited. You got your snowshoes on and you're out there in the snow. But when it's 42 and raining, the wind is whipping, Halloween sucks.
Many a cold, wet Halloween's I was through with my young ones, and not only that, but when they're at that age too. Halloween, you talk about something being more than a day; it's a season. You have school parties, you have kid group parties. If you're in Scouts or something like that, they have a party. The bowling league has a party. Everybody has a party. So all of a sudden, it's not just Halloween night from 6 to 8, it's a week's worth of get the costume on, get the costume off.
Not the same costume for multiple parties either, because you got to be original. So you got 3 parties, 3 costumes.
Well, at least you can't be seen by the same person twice. Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Exactly.
If everybody drinks enough, nobody remember anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But this is something we got to talk about. This is important. All right. Trick-or-treating is a great, beautiful American tradition. It's one of the few rites of passages that children have that are not entirely controlled by the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a lesson in community building, right? You trust your neighbors to play along for the kids, right? You know it's Johnny under that mask. You can tell by the snot-nosed little smart remarks he's making walking up. You go, oh, who's that? Oh, my God, you scared me. Great costume, man. The little 6-year-old girl who's dressed like Cinderella, you go, oh, my God, it's a princess.
Oh, not the princess.
Oh, hey, Mary, how you look great. You go, oh, it's a princess. Oh, my God, look. You play it along. It boosters the confidence of the child. Heaven forbid we do that in life.
Right.
You know? So it's important that we bring kids out for Halloween every year in the realm they can do it.
Sure.
Right.
Well, and some of, again, like anything else, there's things that are age appropriate and, different levels of fun at different ages and things like that. Sure. But
Keep in mind this. You only got so many years that they really care about Halloween.
Yep.
And when it's gone, you'll miss it.
Oh, yeah. Like so many of those things, yes. That's another.
So those are the things you want to make sure that you're aware of, trick-or-treating. And it's true. Safety is the biggest thing because the kids are not looking. And kids, if you're listening, parents, you're listening, drive safe. Every car is going to hit you. When you're walking on the streets, when you're walking on the sidewalk, every car is going to jump the curb and hit you. That way, you're prepared for it. Because if I know I'm going to get hit by a car, I'm already looking. Head on a swivel.
Great.
But that's when you don't get hit. Because you're looking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to be on top of it. Your own safety is your responsibility.
Right.
Now, you got to have a little help from others, but you can't drive through the wall. So
you can't control everybody's behavior, but you could be alert and anticipating bad behavior and accidents and things like that. So, yeah. Nope.
All right, you got a word of the day, Bob?
Word of the day, yes. In fact, this one cracked me up because it came along. I was looking for words of the day while we were talking about the naked man in the ice chest story.
Oh, yeah, the naked man in the ice chest. Woo.
Yes.
It's a good book.
Yes. If you are a plump, naked, winged boy in artwork, you are a putto.
Oh, boy.
P-U-T-T-O, putto.
Putto. Don't be a putto.
Plump, naked, winged boy in artwork. Now, I don't think Naked Man in the Ice Chest was wearing wings, but it cracked me up. How appropriate. This came up right in the middle of that story.
Well, that's fitting. See, that's half of the battle is being able to relate everything to what we're talking about.
Well, it comes right back around once again. So don't be a putto.
Don't be a putto or a putzo.
Or a putzo or anything, yeah. If you think you're going to be a putto, put your clothes on.
Exactly. And if you're going to be getting gas and you get the urge to get naked, just go jump on an ice chest like we had the urge to do.
Grab your wings and fly.
That's excessive drinking, too. I mean, it's got to be. You're so... I don't understand. I don't get it. I've done some crazy things while intoxicated, I'm sure. But catching a charge, what do they call it? Catch a case? Is that what they call it now? Catching a case, charged.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I've heard that tossed about. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, that's it for us for the day. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday until Friday. We're going to get out of here, change the world, one call out hypocrisy at a time. We ain't going to change nothing. Nothing's going to change because the mighty dollar rules. And until that changes, it's a wrap for us.
Yep. The mighty dollar and ignorance, both rules. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you for letting us in your house, car, wherever you were listening. And remember, opinions are a dime a dozen. Validation is for parking. And loyalty is not a word. It's a lifestyle. Well, it's a word, but it's also a lifestyle. Life is too short to put your key to happiness in someone else's pocket. And in the world where we can be anything, be kind. We have no idea what a kind word or a friendly smile can do to impact someone's day, maybe even change their life forever. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We will see you Friday. I'm Sapphire Pates.
I'm just Bob.
We're out of here. Bye-bye.
Happy trails to you. Tell me
Yo, man.
There we go.
And there we go.
There. All righty. Good show. That was fun.
That was fun.
I was going to go through the TV shows because there's some I want to talk about, but I'm going to save that article for Friday, I think.
Yeah.
But
No,
the
that's
7
cool.
things, because the weekend's coming,
Mm-hmm.
and people are going to be out there trick-or-treating and trick-or-treats and community centers and everything.
Yeah, it's starting.
Got to be careful. So it's good to remind people about safety if they pay attention to that.
Yeah. Well, and even just to get it in their ears, even if they're not paying attention, it's just,
We try
any presence is.
So don't come back Monday talking about you died over the weekend from getting hit by a car.
Okay.
I warned you.
That's right. I'll try not to do that. Yeah. So what are you up to today?
I got an appointment at 11. Then after that, I should be back. I should be done by about 4. Then after that, I'm gonna hit the Apple on the way home. I gotta go to Flint.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and then after that, heading home. Probably gonna stop at the Apple for a drink. Go home, make dinner.
Yep. Very fine. No, we're going to be, I was going to maybe pop by the Apple before I get Brian, but now there's a change in the timing. The electrician is supposed to come out today and start that demolition. So he was supposed to come at around 3 or 4, so he was going to be here when we got back. But now Brian texted, said he's probably going to get there between 1 and 3. So I guess I'm just going to hang out here and continue my mayhem here in this room. I'm finally getting this spare bedroom office the way I want it, so it's multi-purpose for green screening and my stuff that I just like to have hanging around that Brian doesn't like. So I said, I'm making this room so that I can keep all my stuff that you don't like in here. My place.
Right.
You don't complain about my stuff if it's in here.
Right. So we do it.
So that's it. Just kind of putzing today. I worked hard the last couple days and
Yeah.
kind of coasting.
Good afternoon off. I'm so busy all the time. So, I got a couple of things to do today, but it's not work. So,
Right.
good thing. I told Meyer I wasn't going to make it in today because I work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I go there 11 to 3.
Okay.
So, as soon as I leave here, I go to Meyer. I get 4 hours in. And then Tuesday and Thursday, I work full time there. The whole
Okay. Right.
And then filming like tomorrow, filming 2 games in Anchor Bay tomorrow evening, 4:30 and 6:30. So busy.
Is that weather permitting, or do they just play anyway?
You play unless it's lightning.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. I remember the lacrosse days and the football days. It could be snowing and your butt was out there playing. So
Hearing the wind and all that nonsense.
Oh yeah.
All right, enjoy your day.
You as well. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep, I'll be talking with you.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I forgot to end the broadcast once again. So we're ending the broadcast now, a little late, but better late than never.